Hello everyone, Chuckles here. Day 2 of the market over and done with, and unlike the last video that was ridiculously long, this video is going to be ridiculously short because nothing happened today. And that's by design. Not completely by design, because if someone had responded to my emails or my queries on my AFM and said, hey, let's meet on, what is today? Today's Thursday. If someone had said, hey, let's meet on Thursday, I'd be like, yay, yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. And I would have faked my enthusiasm and had a good meeting with them, and I'm sure that whoever it would have been very important. But I'm glad that no one decided to schedule a meeting with me today, because I could just relax. Still didn't sleep. Well, I sort of slept. I had like a little bit of a nap before I went to, this. This is, film art is what the Hong Kong International Film and TV Market is called. HKTDC is not the abbreviation for, I don't know why I thought it was. It is for the market. It is Hong Kong Trade Development Council. HKTDC, Hong Kong Trade Development Council. They are the ones in charge of the Hong Kong International Film and TV Market. I'm glad that I went and I scheduled this in to the official seminar, the seminar entitled The Changing Hong Kong Movie Scene, What is New, How, and Why. It was a panel of 3 young, and I mean like they're my age, a little bit older I think. Some of them though might be just 30. Filmmakers, new filmmakers in Hong Kong. And it was a very interesting, I went because I know very little about that region in terms of the filmmaking. I know that China is big, and that if all goes according to their plan, they will be the biggest. Like right now, it's United States, China, Japan in terms of the largest film consumers. I think Japan's still third. Maybe it's not anymore. I think it is though. But for sure, United States is on top, and China is directly beneath them at number 2. And they, of course, are hoping to overtake us and become the #1 film industry in all the world. And it's looking right now that it's been looking for a couple of years now that is the way things are going to go. Let's say in 5 to 10 years even. And so you see, that's what I know. That's what I know, but I don't really know a whole lot about the cinema. I've seen Mandarin films. I've seen Hong Kong films. I made that distinction because they speak Mandarin in mainland China. They speak Cantonese in Hong Kong. I've seen quite a few of the films, but I didn't really know about the industry so much over there. And so I wanted to just learn something, because I was like, hey, if they're going to take over, I should know a bit about them. And of course, this was about Hong Kong, not mainland China, so it's a bit different. And in fact, a lot of what they were talking about, and in fact, I asked them this because I didn't realize that the restrictions the heavy censorship, right, that China does to its movies, and like not allowing certain types of foreign films in, not allowing certain types of films to be made and all that, those restrictions do not apply in Hong Kong. And in fact, a lot of the films that have questionable material that the Chinese government says, nope, those films, a lot of the mainland Chinese people will go to Hong Kong to see those films. So that was very interesting. I did not know that. And it was I actually asked them about that in the Q&A section, because one of the filmmakers was like, oh yes, Hong Kong filmmakers, they're very naughty. They're very naughty. China, the Chinese government does not like this and that and the censorship and all that, but we feel it's very important that we have our voice, and that we will oftentimes get political because we are frustrated with this or that thing, and not just in China, but like things having to do with Hong Kong itself, like housing crisis right now over there, and like how things are so expensive. We make films that are political, and if we're not allowed to do that, then what's the point? That was essentially what they were all saying. And there was a there was a producer from mainland China there, and I don't think he was upset at all. He was just like, he was curious. He was like, I wonder if you think of, he asked this question he was the last question out of all of us to address the panelists, and he said, I wonder if you think of the Chinese film industry as a threat, and if they were to offer you a big budget, would you take it? And pretty much all three of the panelists said, oh, if the story, what they said is, if the story called for it. If the story called for a huge budget and China was willing to help, oh yeah, we're not going to just be like, well, China, oh yeah, ah. No, we welcome. It's just the fact that the censorship. It's just the fact that a lot of the stuff that this is what they're saying, a lot of the stuff that we want to do, mainland China, at least the government, will not allow it to be shown. So it's not, but we do want to foster, part of the reason why film art exists in the first place is to foster connections between all of Asia, and then, of course, the rest of the world. So it was a very interesting panel, and I learned a bit more than I knew. I learned that baseball is not played in Hong Kong at all, which means, what's his name? Steve, Chan Chi-Fat, also known as Steve, his movie Weeds of Fire, I believe it was Weeds of Fire, that's the baseball movie, and how that's rare because baseball is not played. And what's also rare is they were talking about a new wave in Hong Kong cinema, a new wave fostered by young film, I'm pointing to myself because I'm a young person, young filmmakers doing something different than the normal, what has been normal in Hong Kong for years, which is basically pumped out like a factory, pumped out real quickly, like just keep making them action movies. So three filmmakers. There was Steve, Chan Chi-Fat, Felix Tsang, who is a distributor. I was amazed. Like, he's in charge of Golden Scene, which is an independent distribution company. And again, he's like my age. I'm like, dang. And Vicky Wong, male, Mr. Vicky Wong. And then the moderator was Patrick Frater, who is a writer. Yes, is a writer, and he was the Asia editor of Variety. And he's in charge of publications here and there. British fellow. That's his accent. I don't know where he's actually from, but anyway. So all three of them were talking about how the story and the script are it was really interesting hearing Hong Kong people talk about how this paradigm shift is good, because people are more interested now, at least the filmmakers themselves are more interested in the script. Is it a good story? Is it something that needs to be told? Is it something that people are thirsty for? So all in all, that was a really nice panel. I'm glad I went. I learned some stuff. You see, I learned. Turn on. Thank you. Learned some stuff, and you see that it was a good way to be introduced to what's going on in Hong Kong right now. So, and after that, I came right back here and just got to work doing this. I got to work emailing people, and I just got done. I very quickly registered my script, because I was like, oh yeah, I need to do this before I send it off. I registered my script with the WGA. Very easy to do. I had no idea it was that easy. The Writers Guild of America. Yeah. For those of you, a lot of you will already know this, especially PUC film students, but any of you who don't know, you got the DGA, the Directors Guild of America, the WGA, the Writers Guild of America. You got SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. is SAG-AFTRA a different thing? It's like SAG and AFTRA? Or is it SAG-AFTRA? Or is it just SAG and then AFTRA? I don't even remember what AFTRA stands for. American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. AFTRA. So I believe that they are two separate, but they have come together. Years ago, they came together and formed SAG-AFTRA, and they're technically two different, but they're together. Pretty sure that's how it works. If not, then I'm sure someone will correct me. But so you've got all those, and you do not have to be a member of the Writers Guild of America, the WGA, in order to register your script. Anyone can register their script with the WGA and should register their script with the WGA if your script is being, you know, dealt with professionally, which mine is now. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I did that. I was taken aback by how easy, how quick and simple it is, because registering anything, including a screenplay, with the Library of Congress is the exact opposite. That website is complicated, and it's very, like, they haven't updated their website in centuries. It's it's what you would expect. It's what I expected for, like, something as a official, you know, official and government sounding as, oh, registering a copyright with the Library of Congress. Oh, it's very official and jargony and U.S. Constitution and all that. And so the website reflects that. It's very dense and thick with lots of text and just, oh, there's all these menus to click through and all these things to fill out and everything. Oh, it just takes forever. Writers Guild of America, it's like, hey, submit your script. 1 page of info. Pay. It costs $20. There you go. Here's your ID number. Your script is now registered. So you can just do that. And so I did it. And then I sent my script to Basil and to Sahara-san, along with the illustrated info kit. And now that's all prepared. I'm ready to send them off to anyone else that will need them throughout the week. So that was all. That was all today. And again, it was enough because the rest of the time was spent relaxing, because yesterday, was just intense. And so now the rest of the week is going to be pretty intense as well. Not in terms of all the people that we met the first day, but in terms of me having, I'm looking up my schedule so I can remember what exactly I have tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow, bright and early, I know some of you are going to laugh at this, but it's bright and early for me because I'm not a morning person. But 9:15 a.m. is finance conference number 1. There are 2 finance conferences here, and when I saw that, I was like, yes, sign me up now. I'm going to be like laser focused, paying attention, absorbing all that I can. Finance conference tomorrow, the big picture, and then finance conference 2 is on Sunday, funding films today. Those are the 2 titles. All of my expertise that I have obtained over the years, financing is not one of the, again, as I said in the last video, if I had known what I know now about what I want to do with my career, I would have gotten a business degree and I would know this stuff already. As it is, I just have to absorb knowledge wherever I can. And then after that, I will be going to the Shoot the Book LA. Shoot the Book LA, French publishers, well, this is a big title. Shoot the Book, exclamation point. LA, French publishers present original literary works with film adaptation potential. So I think that's like a pitch type of thing. 5 Paris publishing houses, Diable, Vanvera, Dupuis, Gallimard, Guérin, I'm sorry, I apologize, French people, will pitch titles selected by a jury of professionals, yes. Okay, it's a pitch meeting. Here's all the panelists, blah, 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 blah. Manager, the round table will be followed by a wine reception. Oh, yay. Once again, no thank you, but I will be there, where audiovisual rights licensors and producers can discuss the day's events in future contexts. So I have no idea how beneficial this would be, but it looked interesting because it's about adaptations. And that's one of the things that I am, eventually I'm going to get into is adapting, because I have several ideas that I've started to write down here and there about books and things that I'm like, oh, I would love to make an adaptation of this. So again, anything sort of relating to that, I would like to see what it's all about. So who knows if that will be, I think it will be interesting. Who knows if I will get anything out of it. We'll definitely be getting something out of the long, it's also from the financial conference from 9:15 until 12:45. Yeah, so there's lots of information. So I would be taking copious amounts of notes in my head. No, I'll probably be, I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know where, what the venue looks like, and if there's gonna be like, you can just set your laptop down and like take notes. Whatever the case, I will be absorbing the information. And then do I have meetings? I have potentially a meeting. The next day, scored a meeting with someone I'm very excited about. A couple people actually, along with a couple other conferences. I'll explain more about those when it gets closer. But that's about it. And again, now I get to actually sleep. Now I get to actually make the light turn on again. Yeah! Okay. Now I get to actually go to sleep and stay asleep for a while and hopefully be rested actually tomorrow when I actually have to go and pay attention. It's like I'm gonna think of it as school. Maybe I shouldn't think of it as school because then I'd be like, school, blah. I should think about it as school, but I will fail if I don't pay attention and take notes and pass this class. Because yeah, this is something I really need to, I desperately need to learn. So I will definitely have a lot more to talk about tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this short video, a reprieve from the last one. I'm thinking that as I'm doing this now, I'm thinking that because it's not such a long video, and that even with the slow internet I have here, I'll be able to upload it actually yet tonight. So we'll see. And if that is the case, then I will say good night, everyone. And if that's not the case, then good morning, or afternoon, as the case may be.